One day Jake was walking discontentedly through the forest, when at one time he saw light ahead of him. Stylish, dressed in the brilliance of moon at night, was standing a fairy gracefully flying in the air. "You will get one wish from me," she grinned as if she had some secret plan. Not knowing what to say, Jake looked and scoffed. "I would like to try being a woman for a day just to know how it feels," he joked. The fairy's eyes were shining with some magical intensity. "Very well," said she, and raising her wand. Suddenly, the muscular structure of Jake changed. His clothes transformed into female outfit, and his head of hair fell right down to his shoulders. He was still pondering over the fairy's words. "You will be a woman for 1 year. You have to know the lessons of love, tolerance, and power. If you do not, you'll remain like this forever." Jake's heart raced. Wait, what? But the fairy was no longer there, and instead of his old body, he had one that was completely different, yet vaguely recognizable. His first instinct was panic. The year ahead was as if in the nightmare. Days turned into weeks. Jake, now Jenna, struggled with simple things. He was walking, wearing heels, meeting people's gaze, and adapting to a universe where people expected him to be different. At first, it was all ridiculous. He would laugh nervously when strangers complimented him, or when people treated him with a soft, maternal gentleness. But gradually, a change started to occur. It was in college that Jenna began to understand the burden of being a woman, how much it sucked to be silenced, how one is expected to be talked over. In the workplace and outside with friends, she began to notice the prejudice that was placed on women. It was wearing, and for the first time, Jake said he could understand what women go through. Jenna also found pleasure that she had never known before. She learned how lovely it felt to feel protected by the sisterhood, and to walk into a room with her head held high, knowing that others appreciated her for her brains and humor and compassion rather than her face and body. However, it was not a completely easy ride. The days brought Jenna her lowest: self-doubt, feeling shamed, asking for the worth. But every adversity in her life made her a stronger woman, a more resilient woman. She was gaining emotional experiences and turning her into a stronger woman who can fight regardless of her femininity. She felt the sense of sisterhood with women, knowing what all of them go through and what they achieve. The year has finally ended. On her last day as Jenna, Jake was standing in front of the mirror and looking at the girl who made him a different man than he used to be. Now, Jake looked more confident than ever. As a result, only a pleased grin could be seen on his face when the fairy reappeared. "I get it now," he spoke with so much appreciation. "Thank you for the lesson." The fairy nodded. "You have been taught compassion, strength, and what it actually means to be empathetic. This is the moment when you need to go back to being you." In the blink of an eye, Jake was back in his male body. But deep down somewhere, something had come out in him. He has changed and stopped perceiving the reality in the same manner. It was the end of his old way of thinking. He had been in another man's shoes, and the change was one of a kind. He was now a kinder, wiser man who had a clue of what women go through every day. With a new understanding of himself, Jake left the forest and smiled. He was not the man cursed anymore. He was now a man who would always fight for it, fight for them, fight for equality, fight for empathy, and fight for women. His year as Jenna had been way more enlightening than he could have ever thought possible. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.